Hands up! Goodbye, yesterday. I'm living in the light of a new day. I won't waste another minute in my old ways. Praise the Lord, I've been born again. Goodbye, yesterday. I'm living in the light of a new day. I won't waste another minute in my old ways. Praise the Lord, I've been born again. Yeah. Oh, I've been born again. Again and again and again and again. You rescued me out of the mess I was in. You traded my sorrow for something to sing. Now I'm dancing on the grave of I once lived in. Goodbye, yesterday. I'm living in the light of a new day. I won't waste another minute in my old ways. Praise the Lord, I've been born again. Goodbye, yesterday. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. I've got resurrection in my veins. Praise the Lord, I've been born again and again and again and again. You rescued me out of the mess I was in. You traded my sorrow for something to sing. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Again and again and again and again. You rescued me out of the mess I was in. You traded my sorrow for something to sing. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Come on, we say, I have decided to follow Jesus. The world behind, the cross before, and I won't turn back. Yeah. I have decided to follow Jesus. The world behind, the cross before, and I won't turn back. Sing, I have decided to follow Jesus. I'm gonna leave the world behind, the cross before me, and I have decided to follow Jesus. The world behind, the cross before, and I won't turn back, and I won't turn back. No, 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 no. The world behind and the cross before, and I won't turn back. I won't turn back. No, 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 no. The world behind, the cross before. Again and again, again and again. You rescued me out of the mess I was in. You traded my sorrow for something to sing. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Again and again and again and again. You rescued me out of the mess I was in. You traded my sorrow for something to sing. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Praise the Lord, I've been born again. Praise the Lord, I've been born again. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Oh yeah. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in. You ought to dance for the Lord. Dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Dancing on the grave. Now I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Dancing on the grave that I once lived in. Praise the Lord, I've been born again.
All right, so that's Goodbye Yesterday on bass. It's really an easy song, just a few things I wanted to point out if you need some more information on it. It's basically major scale. You're starting off when he's just coming in at the beginning on that A flat. When I come in on it, I'm usually really hitting it hard with the kick drum, but you can just kind of keep it more solid if you want, whatever. But one thing I want to point out when it comes into that verse, goodbye yesterday, do 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 do, I'm playing that on the same string. You don't have to do that. You can go goodbye yesterday. Do it that way. The reason I do it on the same string is just so I can slide into those notes. So I'm just using it for sliding purposes. Also, when it comes into that first chorus, again and again and again. If you don't have a keyboard player, or if the keyboard player is not playing that note, that little syncopated riff there, then you can do it on the bass. On the recording, the keyboard player is doing it, so the bass, there's no bass there, but usually I'm playing that when we do it live. Oops. Or you can even go low if you're on a 5-string bass. And the thing on that is some people get a little messed up with the timing on that since it's syncopated. So it's bum, bum, bum. So it's not, only the first note is on the downbeat. Bum, bum, bum. So it's really something you just gotta feel. Just listen to the song and you can feel it. It's kind of that little bit of an upbeat feel to it. Let's see. On this section, it does this 4 times through. And then that would be 1 time through. On the 4th time, I add in what's on the recording there. And it's just, all it is I'm adding in. I mean, you could not do this 5th here if you want. So basically, once you're on this note, you're just going up an octave. Pretty simple. It's just a little something to add a little bit extra lift there. Also, on the song uses the 2-5-1 progression a whole lot to resolve. So it does that all throughout the song. Towards the beginning of the song, when it's kind of, instead of going down to the low B flat, it goes up to a high B flat. Basically just a little bit of a box pattern there. Or you could go, if you're here, you just go right to the low B flat, whatever you're comfortable with. The other way that they resolve this 2-5-1 progression a lot is just have that, which is a 7-1, which is your G, A flat. And that comes in, there's that one section where everybody breaks and then the bass does that. It kind of slides into it. It slides out of it. Sorry. So, you have that G to A flat before you go to that 2-5-1. 2-5-1. 2-5-1. You know, there's that one instrumental section. And I'm just doing, again, I'm just using that motif there, but just playing it more like a little fill. And I think that's kind of similar to how they do it on the recording. Pretty simple. The ending, really the bass is out on the first section where they're just kind of comping on the vocals, but I play the A flat when we do it live just to help fill some space there, depending on what the instrumentation is or isn't doing. Then it goes up to that high A flat, and then when it comes to that last dancing on the grave, if you're on 5 string, you can go down here. And then it just slides up an octave there. So that's how it ends. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy song. I'm not playing every little thing that the bass player is playing, but it's pretty close to it. I'm just leaving out a couple little things here or there. But that's the gist of it. I hope that's helpful for you. Also, our team's been playing it a lot. The original key is A flat, but our team's been playing a lot in G. And that's why I think one time I actually went to a G instead of an A flat on a slide up. Just muscle memory there. But with key changes, if you're learning the song in the original key, I mean, those are your notes there. All you gotta do is just move the whole pattern down. That's why I'm big on seeing patterns on the bass. So you can just move that whole pattern. And just shift it down or shift it up wherever you're playing it. So if you're not comfortable with changing keys, if you learn the song in the original key and you can memorize that pattern, the spacing of the notes and everything, then you can just shift your patterns around, and that's an easy way of playing in different keys. Otherwise, I think that's all I can tell you about the song. I hope, again, that this is helpful for you. Subscribe to the video if it is, and God bless you. Thanks for watching.